Good evening, dear students. I am Dr. A. Shankar Kumar, Assistant Professor of Public Administration, working at Government Degree College, Malkajgiri. Today, we are going to discuss the topic is Right to Information Act. So, Right to Information Act, how the India is given a status to the right to information part, and what are the causes leads to the make a information to act. So certain historical backgrounds we have to study, and then the second, the introduction part of the right to information act, and next point is certain features, certain uh, structure of the Right to Information Act, and certain implementations, the problems are facing at the grassroots level. So we want to make an evolution and the how the act became a more useful to the citizen. So in the first part of the Right to Information Act is, what is the objective of this Right to Information Act? So the first basic, the objective of the citizen is information as a right. So the citizen can get the information from the government offices, institutions, and government aided institutions. That means the fundings are getting from the government are liable or applicable for the Right to Information Act. So that is the main objective of the Right to Information Act is ATR. A means accountability, B transparency, C responsibility. These are the main concepts to correct the government procedure, and eradication of the corruption is the most important objective of the Right to Information Act. So we are going to in details. The Right to Information Act is, right to information means the freedom of people to have access to government information. It implies that the citizen and non-governmental organizations should enjoy a reasonably free access to all files, documents pertaining to government operations, decisions, performance. These are the government regarding the particularly to the government decisions, operations, and programs. And in other words, it means openness, transparency. That means there is no secrecy in the functioning of government. Thus, it is antithetical to secrecy in public administration. In 1992, the World Bank released a document entitled Governance and Development. The document has mentioned 7 aspects or elements of governance, one of them being transparency and information. These are the main, that means the initiation is taken by the World Bank. So first, the right to information is necessary due to the following reason. Why? Why information to become an act? First one is it makes administration more accountable to people. It reduces the gap between administration decision making. It facilitates better delivery of goods and services to people by civil servants. It facilitates intelligent and constructive criticism of administration. It promotes public interest by discouraging arbitrariness in administrative decision making. It reduces the scope of corruption in public administration. It upholds the democratic ideology by promoting openness and transparency in administration. It makes administration more responsive to the requirements of the people. It reduces the chances of abuse of authority by the public servants. So transparency, accountability, next, next intelligent and criticism of administration, public interest, reduce the scope of corruption, support the democratic ideology. These are the basic principles for this. And then the government, some historical amendments and acts. The Constitution of India has no direct provision expressly confirming right to information to the citizens. However, the Supreme Court has been saying since 1975 that the right to information is an intrinsic part of the following two fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution of India. First one is Article 19, right to freedom of speech and expression. And then the Article 19 class E, focus on the right to information. Second article is 21, right to life and personal liberty. That means it is a part of life. Getting information from the government institutions, it is people's taxpayers, the people's fundings. So the right to life is a right to information. This is Article 21. In India, various laws and rules restrict the disclosure of official information to the people and those favor secrecy in administration. That's why the Indian government has made a lot of changes and abolished the Act, Official Secrets Act 1923. This act was made by British government after Right to Information Act came into force. This act was cancelled. So there is no secrecy in the government departments. Second one is Indian Evidence Act 1872. There is also certain changes were made in this act and there is no secrecy. Every record should be mandatory to maintain the records and evidence should be put for the every files and there is no hidden agenda and there is no hidden points to be involved. And next point is All India Service Conduct Rules 1954. These rules have provided certain immunity to the All India services. So in the Right to Information Act, the immunity was abolished and the protection for the All India services were reduced. Next, the Commission of Inquiry Act 1952. So there is the Central Vigilance Commission reports, and next some other commission recommendations of the on corruptions. The committees has suggested that the Commission of Inquiry Act should be amended. This is the oldest act and protecting immunity for the civil servant. It should not be correct, and the people's choice is important. And next point is Central Civil Service Conduct Rules 1955. So earlier 2005, there was a secrecy and full immunity for the civil servants. But after this act came into force, the civil servant should be liberal and the civil servant should obey the orders, and they come under the purview of Central Information Commission. Right, and next, Railway Service Conduct Rules 1956. When the act is applicable to the railway service is also under the public undertaking and the government department, and the status of the railways were also funded by the government departments, and then the railway rules are certainly changes. Recognizing the need for setting out a practical regime for securing of information by citizen from public authorities, and to promote transparency, accountability in the working of all public authorities. Parliament entitled the Right to Information Act in 2005. So what are the basic features in this act? So Right to Information an Act, Parliament of India, which sets out the rules, procedures regarding citizens' right to information. It replaced the Freedom of Information Act 2002. Under the provision of RTI Act, any citizen of India may request information from public authority. Public authority means a body of government or instrumentality of state which is required to reply expeditiously within 30 days in case of matter involving a petitioner's life and liberty. The information has to be provided within 48 hours. Normal issues 30 days, regarding 1 month, and the regarding liberty and life only 2 days. That means 48 hours. That also requires every public authority to computerize the records for wide dissemination and to proactively certain category of information, so that the citizen need minimum resources to request for information formally. The act providing for setting of practical regime of right to information for citizens to secure information under control of public authorities in order to promote transparency, accountability in the working of every public authority. The constitution of Central Information Commission and State Information Commissions at the state level. For the applicable of the state departments, the Central Information Commission is applicable to the central departments headed by the central government, and for matter connected with or incidental. The Act enacted by the Parliament of India 15th June 2005 and assented 22 June 2005. So the Act implemented throughout the India 12th October 2005. So every year 12th October is celebrated as the Right to Information Day. Now the recent changes at the Jammu and Kashmir state, the status of reduced states to the Union territories, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Now the Article 370 was cancelled and repealed, and the state status was reduced. Earlier, the RTA Act is not applicable to the Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the Jammu and Kashmir, two Union territories, also applicable the Right to Information Act. That means the citizens of the Jammu and Kashmir or Indian citizen can get the information of the Jammu and Kashmir government. This is also latest developments. In the law passed by the Parliament on 15 June 2005, it came fully in force 12 October 2005. Over 4,800 RTA applications are filed. The first 10 years of recommended commencement of this act, over 70 lakhs application had been filed. So the files of the publications are in lakhs. RTA is a fundamental right for every citizen of India. The authorities this act are called quasi-judicial authorities. That means the equal powers should be given to the authorities and commission, Central Information Commission and State Information Commission, also like a quasi-judicial commission. That means equal to the court. The act was enacted in order to consolidate the fundamental rights in Indian Constitution, freedom of speech. Since RTA is implicit in the right to freedom of speech and expression, article under the 19. The Right to Information Amendment Bill 2019 seeks to amend section 13, 16 and 17 of the RTA Act, section of 13 of the original Act. It sets the term of the Central Chief Information Commissioner and Information Commissioner are at 5 years until the age of 65. That means either whichever is earlier. So 5 years or 65 years is the tenure of the right to commissioners of the CIC. That means Central Information Commission. The act is applicable to the whole of India. Earlier, Jammu and Kashmir Right to Information Act was in force in the state. However, after the revocation of March 370 of Constitution of India, the Union Territory and Jammu and Kashmir came under the Central Act also. It covers all the constitutional authorities, including executive, legislative, judiciary. Any institutions or body established by constituted by an act of parliament or a state legislature. It is also defined in the act that the bodies or authorities established or constituted by order or notification of appropriate government, including bodies owned, controlled, or non-governmental organization, substantially financed directly or indirectly by funds. So regarding the private bodies are not within the act ambit directly. In a decision of Sarbijit Rai versus Delhi Electricity Regulatory Commission, the Central Information Commission also reaffirmed that privatized public utility companies fall within the purview of RTA. As of 2014, private institutions and NGOs receiving over 95% of their infrastructure funds from the government come under the act. That means they are getting the financial assistance from the government. They comes under the RTA Act. Regarding the political parties, the Central Information Commission held that the political parties are public authorities and are answerable to citizens under the RTI Act. The CIC said that 7 national parties, Congress, BJP, NCP, CPI, CPM, BSP, BJD, has been substantially funded indirectly by the central government and have the character of public authorities under the RTI Act as they perform public functions. But in August 2013, the government introduced a right to information amendment bill which would remove political parties from the scope of law. Currently, no parties are under the Act, and there has a case been filed to bring all the political parties under the purview ambit of Right to Information Act. And certain amendment was passed in 2019. The terms and conditions of services of the CIC and Information Commission at the center and the states, it had been criticized as watering down the independence of the Information Commission. So recently, the BJP-headed government has reduced the commissioner's role and put into the like a public authority. That means earlier the status of Central Information Commission and State Information Commissioners like a court. So now the status was little bit reduced. Supreme Court judgments, Supreme Court of India, 13th November 2019, upheld the decision of Delhi High Court, bringing the office of Chief Justice of India under the purview of Right to Information Act. So there is some, and next the process is governance and process. So the right to information in India is governed by two major bodies. One is CIC, second one is SIC. That means at the central departments and central government, Central Information Commission. The Chief Information Commissioner who heads all the central governments and ministers with their own public information officers, PIOs and APIOs. Every department has two types of authorities. That means public information officer. Second one is assistant public information officer, and then above the appellate authority. And next, first appellate authority is head of the departments, and the second appellate authority is Central Information Commission. So CIC are directly under the President of India. That means the members and Chief Commissioner of the Central Information Commissioner is appointed by the President of India. And when the selection of Chief Information Commission, there is a collegium system. That means the opposition party leader also invited when the appointing discussion was going on that. That means say full democratical governance. And next point is the State Information Commission. The state public information officers, public information state, every state, the state government departments, nearly 25 to 30 departments, each department have a own public information officer, and second one is APIO, Assistant Public Information Officers. And every department, they have to display their boards and these offices in front of the gate. So the state public information officers and assistant public information officers, all the departments and ministries. The SPOA officers is directly under the corresponding state governor. So state information commissioners and chairman is appointed by the state governor with recommendation of the chief minister, and the tenure is normally 5 years. So they will be hold the office up to the pleasure of the governor. And what is the main functions of the CIC and SIC? That means periodical report should be verified, and whether the transparency and accountability and responsibility are maintaining with public authorities and departments of various. So periodical, they will visit the offices and they will conduct a counselings and they want to strengthening and they want to create a awareness programs for the citizen about the public authorities rules and regulations. These are and state and central information commissions are independent bodies and central information commission has no jurisdiction over the state information commission. So there is a different like so the Supreme Court has the judicial control over high courts, but here is the central information commission is separate and state information commission is separate. At the state level, the State Information Commission is apex body. At the central levels, the departments ambits that the Central Information Commission is the apex body. And in the Act, certain fees, how the applications not free of cost. That it has a in the Act provided certain fees for the application. That means a citizens who desires to seek some information from a public authority is required to send along with the application a postal order PO or DD demand draft or a banker's check. These are the three applicable. Payable to the accounts office of the public authority as free prescribed for seeking information. If person is from a disadvantaged communities, others BPL families, those who are having white ration cards, they may apply with the Xerox copy. They want to put a Xerox copy. So they need not to pay the money. This is also a class and the details of which shall be intimated to the applicant by the PIO, Public Information Officer, and prescribed by the RTA Act. Now, digital right to information system. Now the government, the more and more digital priority is going on and the digital India, e-governance, good governance systems were introduced in these administrative structures. So the digital portal has been set up, the RTI portal, a gateway to the citizens for quick search of information on the details of first appellate authorities, PIOs, etc. Amongst others, besides access to RTI related information, disclosures published on the web by various public authorities under the government India as well as the state governments. It is an initiative taken by Department of Personnel Training, Ministry for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions. The department is headed by the Prime Minister of India. And there is a first is right to information duration is 30 days and the first appellation for appellate authority has the given time 30 days and the second appellate 30 days. That means a information if not satisfied a citizen regarding the information whatever, that means the 90 days is the maximum period for this. So after that the certain authority will not give the correct information, they will be punishable either in jail also and daily wise 200 to 50 rupees will be reduced from their salaries. This is also clause was mentioned in this up to 25,000 the punishment is. And the Supreme Court also supported the act in the Sriman Narayan case and supported the right to information is the mandatory to become an act. And the cases were and some NGOs also like Aravind Kejriwal, next Arundhati Rai and some other NGOs, Baba, the Gandhian philosopher, they also supported and they have fighted for that several times in the Rajasthan case. Whose the act was implemented in the Rajasthan. They long and long the government is spending more and more money, but it is not reaching at the grassroots level. The middleman system is the most and most dangerous system, and they are mal nullified the administrative structure, and they are collecting the actual beneficiaries not getting the benefit of the scheme of the funded by the governments. And some controversies also, and then there is some achievements also. So regarding the Right to Information Act has provided by the UPA government one with common minimum program, and the act was very excellent. The aim of the act is also good, and some controversies also made in this act. The right to information in India has been mirrored with controversies regarding from their use in political battles, asking for educational degrees of political rivals. So we have seen a number of cases, the political degrees of opposition parties and ruling parties, there will be a going on controversies regarding visas, degrees. Suppose recently Narendra Modi's educational qualifications in this RTI Act, and asking next cases of blatant refusals to provide information on high profile projects to allegations of misuse of civil societies. The, the backlash against RTI by the state hampered the citizen right to know. So this is the some cases we have seen. That we have seen in these cases the Right to Information Act and some bottlenecks regarding this RTI Act, and then the such protection of RTI Act, the attacks on RTI Acts also. So a number of activities of the RTI also murdered in number of cases, right, in civil contracts and like this. And some attacks on RTI activities and protection. One is Commonwealth Human Rights Initiatives. Data points to over 310 cases across India. Some website shows that. And there is a consensus felt that there is a need to amend the RTI Act to provide the protection those seeking information under the Act. The Asian Center for Human Rights recommends that a separate chapter, protection of those seeking information under RTI Act, be inserted into the Act. Mandatory immediate registration of complaints of the threats and attacks against RTI activities and certain land issues and against the contracts and against the, and so we have seen here some generalist cases. The generalists are using for this more for their advantages. We have seen regarding the land issues, many activities of the RTI, they lose their life. Then the next, the intellectual property rights. The RTI Act denied by RBI and demonetization, citing intellectual property laws. The right to information denied by Uttar Pradesh Irrigation Department after more than 8 months await an under construction Gomati Riverfront Development Project. And some other cases, the public authorities also denying and not giving uh, uh, proper information to the citizens. And then some, there will be a little defaults in this act also. The using of this act is another one, and there's some technical aspects. So the public authorities are escaping and they are not providing actual information to these citizens also. And there was also a certain debates ongoing on that. The RTI, 60% of the RTI appeals made information commissioners in Delhi are rejected for various reasons, including that are not typed or not written in English, lack in index of papers, something they are saying is silly causes and result in the application forms. We have seen that. And in some cases, the RTI Act fulfilled the very collecting good information, and the total records of the governments were the digitalized. Only lack of because of only RTI Act. Many activists view the RTI Act as a final liberation from British colonialism. They describe the RTI laws as a tool of for empowering ordinary citizens and changing the culture of governance by making it transparent, less corrupt, participatory oriented, and accountable. They also the note that RTI requests provide strategy and substances for activists and a broad range of social issues, including land, environmental rights, social security benefits, the working of financial institutions, political party information, civil infrastructure, and even public-private partnerships. These are the main uh, issues we have seen that in the various reports published. And certainly we have seen in these governments of the various public authorities in various cases. And particularly the act is applicable for various states is good, and some states are neglecting and that, and they are not providing a good information. So not providing a information. So in nowadays, when the Right to Information Commission reports normally usually send the annual report to the governor, and then the governor will send this report to the uh, as- state legislature. And the same in the president, the Central Information Commission also prepared an annual report and submit to the President of India, and the President of India send this report to the this. And some we have seen that in the RTI Act is mostly applicable for all the government departments, including universities, societies, all these things applicable for the and then the uh, applicable methods and the commission's method, appellate authorities. But the major problem is the lack of awareness, and then the government officials they want to maintain excess control, and they want to enjoy the excess authority, and they don't want to put it open. So we have seen that the government offices simply they are taking applications, but not they are not giving a counter signatures. So this is the most important, to show the evidence of the citizen to put an application with 13 days, and they are putting post dates, pre dates, and like a dates also. So there is always some observations and the collecting regarding the additional features. So the citizen can take a xerox of the official documents with certain limitations also. They have a authority. Otherwise, they can send with postals, so nominal charges. But when they are collecting xerox copy for the constitution mention act, 2 rupees or 1 rupees, but they are collecting more than 10 rupees also. We have seen in a number of cases. And then the government officials are not so all India services, they are not under this properties are not coming under this act also. So certain disadvantages and certain loopholes for in this act we are observing. When this and then the Center for Good Governance in various states also concentrating on the right to information acts implementation at the various stages. And regarding this, when the government changes were made in this Revenues and Registrations Act, there is a certain changes also. So regarding the commissioners are appointed by on the political basis, and they don't have a skill oriented, and actually the skill political background. They don't want to open the government information also. This is the system of